there is a lot of talk right now, and for a long time. It's kind of harsh for a lot of people. And it's psychologically disturbing for most people. But this is actually ongoing. But we are getting more and more serious. What is it, Shauna? Well, the fake world. The fake world that's crumbling. There's a fake life that, you can say that cultures are holding on. They're stringing it along through traditions. And some of it works and some of it doesn't, only because there's a different intelligence working here. There's two different intelligences. We've been talking about this and reducing it, getting it away from gender wars. We're just talking about the possibility of becoming turned on at, say, your heart. Now you're an awareness of the heart. This is just saying basic stuff. I'm kind of tired of talking about it myself, because what we need to talk about is what's coming next with, see, with the fake life, you have a fake conversation. There's where we just don't appreciate a lot of what's happening. I would love to see sanctuary needs to be had. Sanctuary needs to be had away from these two that are battling. There's battles going on. What I mean is one is the classic thing that I'm talking about, where there's only two types to be found here, and now with the fake world, and we don't really notice any of this unless you want to talk about your human relationships. You want to talk about your human associations, and then how are they going? Do they make you feel good at the end of the day? What is going on there? See, we see that there is something just playing out that is very destructive, very annihilating to, you know, we can speak individually, or we can back up and say the organism of itself, there's evidence that you can see it's losing its intelligence. Something is just making it so that it's hard for it to hold on to its IQ levels. IQ. There's oh my God. So when you say IQ, some people think you're talking about your public education system. And it's like, no, there's emotional IQ, there's spiritual IQ, all kinds of different IQs. The heart, if you want to talk about chakra, like communications, like I said, emotional. We're not talking about public education, babe. That's what's fake, and that's what's crumbling, and that's what you need to let go of. That's what you need to let go of. See, people, we've been talking about this. Okay, not we, but yeah. I mean, it's just it's either you know this or you don't. See, this is the thing, man. Is money? You want to talk about the fake fucking life and the fake world? It enables people like me to exist. And I don't mean it in the way that it's been chugging hard to get this product going. No, no. I'm a frustrated, disgruntled person who knows that many genre of things that we are doing includes the possibility of being here as human beings. Like, what are we doing? After how long, really, do we have to put up with the fake life that's gonna default, and the ungodly vibrational frequency that it puts out in the air as so-called conversation, which is a fake conversation, by the way. Fake scenarios that you see it playing out as just this, it's a mowing down of the possibility of the human evolution ever even peaking up and thinking that it's a possibility, okay? Now, what keeps it down? Talked about cultures and traditions. I noticed it for a long time now. I am so tired of it. Something is telling me to be patient and keep making these videos like this and try to, if anything, it's just therapy, but see, I know that I don't have to stay in this matrix that people are turning into this. What the fuck is going on here? People don't even know how to live. You're not even really having any fun. I don't see anything that you're doing that puts joy on, that gives you an authentic smile of joy that isn't such a selfish thing that, you people only smile when you're one-upping on somebody. Haven't you ever done anything like do something better than what you have been yesterday? Be better than what you were yesterday. Do something better, which is a version of you than you were yesterday. Fuck everybody else. I don't know, man. You fucking people irritate the shit out of me. And I admit I'm in pain, and so I have a low threshold. And good. That's the way women are, real women. We bleed once a month. And it says, you know what? I saw this happening 2 weeks ago, and now I cannot take this. Now look at this. This is what I wanted to tell everybody. You'll find yourself having the same conversation if you really get hip to the fucking trip here. It's like, is this person turned on or off? Because where we are with the conversation right now, trying to stick to it here, is you don't have a real conversation for us. You fake fucking people. You have fake problems. And you have fake diseases. I can talk about this. And it's causing, see, all of that gaslighting. It's the gaslighting society. That's what gaslighting is. It's just a lie. And then there's an overlay. And the phenomenon, the subject of the highly abused person, but what it is really is just it's the way that the mind is. It's the way that people are. From one to the next, their programming. It depends on, right, if they're turned on or off. Now, I guess I'm saying, did they go to the third eye? Did they go to the third party witness, which is reality, and the truth is their main? Or are they two eye blind and they're doing people, and they're locked in this mirroring of the mind everywhere? And I swear to God, you can meet people. It's like, babes, you haven't found God yet. You're locked in this concern about people. That's what you find at church over there, and you still see it. You know what? You need to purge that out of you. You need to be cleaned. We see people going mentally ill because they can't let go of goddamn Christmas. You don't notice that it's just a natural thing that happens. By that time of year, if you didn't do anything from, say, starting now in April, that by the time it comes around, you're not able to share something during the winter solstice, you're not really alive. Now somebody's going to tell you to have Christmas and start sharing things? You're playing the money game, first of all. You're supposed to hand over the gifts that you are, the talents that you do. Nothing that the industry makes out of plastic. Something you have made out of your hands. With your hands. We are on the verge of losing our IQs because now what's coming up within crises. It's coming up. The crises that are coming up. What is it? Anything that money has fashioned in. Anything that money has fashioned in. All of your scarcities you want to talk about. Oh, never mind how. Like, what are you saying, Shauna? We can't have Santa Claus anymore? No. You don't even know, because why? You don't know what that is. First of all, fuck how twisted it is and how fucking perverted the church is. Perverted means far away from the truth. Why does it have to be turned into a fucking fairy tale? Nobody's going to stick up for your fairy tale fucking ass. No, it's not going to happen. Not in 2024. You choose love, and that's something that's inside of yourself that is valued. You have something of a dream you're holding on to? Is there something that you like? See, this is what the narcissist doesn't have. Nothing like that. Nothing that they really like. See, this is the problem. This is the problem with narcissism. It's a contagion. You can think you're a narcissist only because you've been around narcissists so long that they converted you into something worse than a narcissist, in fact. Worse than a narcissist. So where we're at right now, I mean, it's the same conversation. It depends on if you're turned on or off right now. If you're turned on, you're trying to get everybody to love each other, to know, first of all, what love is. And it has nothing to do with money, the money run and the money hungry thing. See, this is what we might forget to factor in, is that there was an organization. It's been going on for forever now, but they just wanted to ramp it up when they fucking announced the C-19 thing. Two things were happening. You were supposed to wake up and get turned on, and the way you get turned on is you start vacating your subconscious, the subconscious programming. And this is what the bug is right now, is that there is there's a faction of the narcissists. They're dragging some of them. Malignant cases that'll never heal. Now let me tell you what malignant cases are. They're people that were highly abused. See, we've all been through boundary breaking. We all have to go through a healthy style of boundary breaking. But these people have experienced something ungodly. Okay, it's not your normal, like with me, is having my parents having had to separate. Nobody understands what happened there, but I clearly saw what happened. I was like, well, and I don't blame any one person, but I see that one person was safer than the other. I'm sorry, I can see it. The narcissist isn't safe, not even for themselves, and they don't mean to be that way. I didn't just say, oh, they're bent on being psycho and hurting everybody. No, there could be something that's ruining the very delicacy of what's really going on here, as far as the system. See, well, if you back up, like I think my mom knew better. I mean, she didn't talk anything about my dad. I mean, it spoke for itself as far as how that he's going through something. But you wonder what it is. Well, out of them both, he had the worst. He was raised in a highly neglectful, highly abusive environment. Nightmarish. Not my mother. She comes from a completely different background. I mean, his side was there wasn't love, so it was the struggle for money, and that's what was dominating, and there was a lot with that, and for whatever reason people kept having kids, and I noticed, it was just, there was abuse and emotional neglect, and it was just really hard, right? And there you are, uh being born in 1932 or whatever. It's just, see, a lot of people don't know that we have had civilizations on this planet that don't involve, like, war. There isn't any evidence that these civilizations experienced war until later on. We're talking about the ages, like we've had the Taurian age, and the Taurian age is an age that you can look into. There's just, you can see it through evidence of architecture here, and then some things we might have deciphered through hieroglyphs and symbolic messages, but we can also see we're baffled about how did it get here, because we don't have that technology anymore to do it. And it was technology. And, this issue of this planet, the IQ levels have gone just, it's at this is such a degrading place. I think it's meant to be this way. See, I tried to make a video about this earlier, and it didn't. It's not that it's meant to be this way, but it's just this place is a school. that in case you want to become a human being, but really in case you want a human soul, if you want to graduate into the most bitchin' fucking place called the universe, where I was going to just say anything's possible, but no, yeah, I mean, God, yeah, if you don't believe me, look at planet Earth here, how it's being trashed, and how it can probably get worse. See, this is the thing, babes. There are certain things, and I know that I'm way ahead of the game now, and because it's been too long of a life of meditation. And see, I'm here to tell whoever is here, whatever is possessing some people in my life, all around me, really, it's all around me. First of all, I'm well protected. I'm a very spiritual person. I have spirit guides, and I have angels, and I have a lot at stake. There's a lot at stake here. And I'm speaking for all of humanity. There's a fucking red alert, man. We are being robbed. We are being robbed. And this is a place where you don't allow that to happen. You do it by way of it's just as an individual. I don't know. I mean, here we are. If you can relate with this, hit like. This is in between. Here we come with the eclipse in Aries, which is people are trying to tell us it's not happening. It is happening. It's like fucking idiots. If we see a shadow going over where they say it's going to go, there's an eclipse happening. Okay, whether or not it's in Pisces or Aries. There's people that can feel things, that's for sure. You want to talk about our feelings now? We don't have to talk about astrology. We can feel like what time it is, you know? Something in the air, lots in the air. You know, we don't have time here to play this fucking game with these narcissists that don't know. It's like, did you know that that's not even a real concern? The shit that you guys are fighting over? That's what the big thing that's coming up. It's like, oh, the neighbors are going to be starting to fight, and it's increasing more and more that you go to court over the pettiest fucking things. I mean, there is so many resources going into these fucking Jerry Springer cases, and really, it's just these fucking what it is. It's and guess what? And guess what? It was incubated to be that way. There is a misfitted society because there's an education system that wants you to be that way. I'm telling you, it's the fake society out there that says, no, we're going to fashion you up to be these little fucking shits, misfitted, that you can't do anything in life except for to break the rules and feel terrible about yourselves and be all these certain ways because that's the way we made it. To keep hanging your heads down. Why? Why? You want to get back to what may have been here as a real life, like not even just a potential, but maybe it really was. Maybe something is just hates God. Something hates love. Something hates the human being. And so it's enslaved here to do everything but reach for itself and understand what they're connected to, which is outer space. That whole genre of knowing that there's plenty. And when we go to sleep at night, we're going back to there, and we're thanking everybody, hey, we're talking. I mean, it's really confusing in this fucking place. This place. See, this is the conversation I want to have. I don't want to have this fucking fake conversation that you're going to cry over because you think it's fucking real. That's what narcissists are doing in there. And if you see that, know what the design is. The design is to suck the fucking possibility of you knowing anything, really, is to suck the IQs out of other people. That you're wasting their fucking time because association, really, just by association. The universe is our relation with each other. You're either an expanding or a contracting being. This means that now, what I'm saying, if you can hear this, this is the experience that we're having here, even out in the universe. Whether or not you even know that the universe is there and how to have this conversation depends on whether you're an expanded or a contracted being. A contracted being is playing a game with contracts. How about that? Yeah. Yep. Why do they call it contract? It's okay. It's okay to have agreements and stuff, but that's not real. It's not real. A lot of it isn't. I can guarantee you there's a reason why that stuff is like this, because complete disconnect. Otherwise we wouldn't we wouldn't even be talking like this. Blah, 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 with our voices, unless we weren't. What I'm trying to say is that there's telepathy. There's just a different way to see into communicating on a level that just because we acknowledge that the truth is here. That's all. You don't need to talk. You can't. First of all, you can't say the truth. There's a reason that we have voices. I'm not saying that I know everything here about it, and I'm trying to do my best here about it. And really, we all have our lessons about it. Um, but generally, I'm speaking for all of humanity. The main one is to realize how powerful you are. How powerful you really are just trying to let you know. And then, but if you're taken and pretty much kind of repurposed into this system, your job is to get the fuck out of there. And I bet you anything, there's a lot of people that are right on the verge, right? With the Uranus in Taurus that's going into new territory. When it does, it's going to be shortly in June. It's going to hit that new territory, but it's going to conjunct, Jupiter is going to conjunct it first, and it's going to expand this need for change that some people are just hanging on for dear life, because simply you're hanging on only because, for no other reason, that you just don't know how to change. You're just fearful. You live fearfully. See, narcissists are fucking, they just can't see ahead. And they loop back in that memory, and they're going into this default system that runs a program that they've seen this movie over and over again. It's a safety zone. Believe it or not, and how miserable it really is, because it's not creative. It's not running on its own juice. Not really. It needs to get out of that fucking loop shit that is caused by abuse. It's a mask that they're wearing. Thank you, system. Whatever that fucking abuse was. Like I said, way worse than what I was just exposed to some stuff, exposed, and the boundary breaking is what's normal for every kid, is just to realize, look, you're not your parents. They have their own life. You have to separate yourself out from there. It's not boundary breaking, it's actually boundary creating. Create yourself some fucking boundaries between these people. You're not them and they aren't you. And especially the things they say and the things they think. I mean, try not to let it affect you. Right? Go and wander off. See how it is. That's what I always did when I was a kid. I wish that you could control everybody into being an audience whenever you need, right there, and notice and that I'm angry now. And it's like, no, they have a life too, and they're trying to do things. It's fucking complicated. It's like, come on, learn how to party, learn how to be. Pretty soon you grow up and you learn how to just hang out, decompress, talk with one another. Pretty soon those people, that you think that they're neglecting you so bad, they're probably fun to talk with after a while, because you're past all of that shit thinking that they owe you anything. You owe it to yourself to turn yourself on. If anything, a parent, see, you could be around these kinds of people who are expanding, or you can be kind of with the other fucking people. See, people come up to me and they say, you know what, I figured it out. There's one side and the other side. There's left and the right. Yeah, that's what I've been fucking saying. Are you with the people that are expanding, or are you with the people that are contracting? Let me tell you what, man, what's fucking sad. Those people that are contracting are just ruining things out there. They're ruining the stuff that comes to them, that tries to heal them. They have to do it a different way that convinces them, and unfortunately, it's through their money. That's the way they do it. What is like? There must be something happening when they lose some money. It's like, yeah, I learned my lesson there, and unfortunately, let me get back to culture and tradition, making sure that you never experience evolution, the possibility, just the possibility too here of becoming humane. becoming real, becoming love, knowing your intellectual belongings, which is so far beyond anything you can think of right now, because the universe is it. The very way that the creation of creation is, the way that there isn't really any scarcities, and there's so much more possibilities that can happen as far as this living situation here and who we are and everything like that. My intensity is coming from being exposed and knowing it's like, oh God, I've been doing great to take care of myself, and usually, see, this is where I have fucked up personally. I've stopped reading the wise people's material. All I have to do is just bump myself back into just, these people will never never bring your vibrational frequency up in communications. It just reminds you, see, um, there are petty people. They are shallow. They've gotten caught up in that mask wearing game. They're very insecure. That insecurity breeds jealousy. It wears a mask. It's fake. All of that stuff, we have better poetry than listening to somebody drilling like this, man. But you know what? You're not gonna use our human energy, the passion. Really, what this is anger, and frustration. It's like, you know what? You don't smear our fucking reputations, and even yours. See, this is where everybody needs to get integrity right now. Divorce yourself from whatever's dragging you down. You have probably worked really hard, and you're just noticing, yeah, these people, I can't get anywhere with them. And if I keep turning my attention to there, where I'm being oppressed and abused, not used, you're not appreciated. Narcissist people who have been abused can't appreciate things like unabused people can. They're fucked. They're just fucked up. You can't fix them either. You will get sick trying to fix them. And that's where we have a lot of confusion happening. That's where we have a lot of confusion happening. It's like you think that you're the sick one, you're the bad one, and you get so fucked up hanging around these people. Get away from them. It is fucking, it'll destroy your brains. We're doing bad enough with social media and realizing this is, see, I never talk about it, but I don't appreciate social media. It could have been, and it still can. It's kind of coming together. See, what they're doing is they're starting to say, "Yay, we're going to go meet. Let's go meet in Houston. Let's have the like these astrologers," and it's a really great idea. And I wish I could make it, but it ends up to be tagged with money, and it's like that's not what's really gonna how it's gonna work. That's not really how that. Eventually, we are predicting. We see when Neptune goes into Aries in 2025, there's going to be a complete spiritual uprising. It might be warlike. It will probably be the biggest fucking war that you've ever seen. Um, it's going to be a very natural thing. See, it's happening with some people. Some people are going crazy, but some people are going, no, excuse me. Leave me alone. I want my privacy. I want to take care of myself. Why? Because I'm listening. I'm listening. There's two ways you go, right? And some people, see, you're being targeted all the time through your food, your education. Well, that's your entertainment. And now more than ever, like I said, people, they are fucking um, what do you call it? Not a contagion, but something more like a poison. They are a gear. You know, more and more, what we look at, especially with the Aquarius age, and I'm an Aquarius moon talking, and Aquarius will say this, even though they love people, they are humanitarians to the bone. 35 years ahead, they will say, you have no business sticking your heads up each other's asses, not even if you have kids. You do not own each other the way you think, or hide inside of each other the way you think you can. You mind your own business. If you love God more, if you love the truth more, in case you're confused with words, you people the narcissists are confused about words. God, truth. What do we got to say to you fucking people? You guys are hiding in all of that shit, by the way, and it's pretty soon we're not going to appreciate it. We're going to break it all down. We have to. We have to break it all down. Talk about words. Talk about the nature of words and the mind. Very few people know this, but there is a few that hangs on to it. The ones that have used this knowledge, saying, no, the difference between mind and reality and the heart and everything, they're not going to figure it out. Well, let's just control them through it. So now we have a schizoid fucking population who all they have to do is hear the word water and they think they're getting wet now. There's something that just dominates too. It says, no, no, no. Words are so important. Words, what you say is so important. It's like, no, it doesn't. The most strongest people will tell you, no, it doesn't. Your actions are speaking louder. That's how you live. Your actions speak louder. Babes, having said that, we don't really have a real society out there. If you look at them, they're on robot. They're on robot going through a maze, and then it's like your actions, really? You're going to sit on a couch, and then you go to sleep. You wake up and go to eat, and then you go and you hit him, and you're a robot. And then it's like, what are you doing? Hello, action! This is an activity of bullshit. You're setting up for it. It's an activity setting up for activities. Useless, because actions are needed. That's a word that says it was needed. Activity, you don't need that. This is something that the kids need to fucking... There is so much work, rehab. There's so much that humanity needs. I don't see that it's possible because I see a lot of malignancy around me. And I'm beginning to think something is telling me over there. Is that you, Christ? Yes, Shauna. Come with me. What do you think what do you think my story is about? If you figure anything out here of any worth, you're going to figure that out. This isn't your place. Gather up your beautiful self. How did you end up here? What the fuck happened? You keep shifting responsibility. You keep falling into thinking you're doing something wrong. It's another thing. Why don't you just go celebrate and be who you are and be what you can be and say, this is all, and I came here to do this, and you can't punish me for any of this. Goodbye. Talk about nothing's perfect here. Really. I'm not talking about the creation of the creation and how God made things. I'm talking about this. You want to talk about man's laws, mankind, man doing this and man doing that. I'm sorry, that's just what you hear. That's just what you hear. I'm not a biased person. I'm getting so fucking tired of this fucking shit around here. I can brush this up and get be less thin-skinned, because the design of the satanic cult is to go ahead and make God look ridiculous over there, right? Sacrificing themselves so that what may go on. Your story, hon, your story is to wake the fuck up, and this is the thing. The work that it really takes to do that. A lot of people aren't at all doing it here. Like I said, and there's also countermeasures to that work. This is the reason why it's work, is because you're always going to have to realize for instance, like if you want to see, I feel like I'm wasting my time here around where I'm at. if you're in the United States and you're a healer and you're surrounded by a bunch of fucking meat eaters who can give a fuck. Some people are so diseased right now. They are so miserable from having been poisoned that the only game they can play is to now these are sociopaths, is to take you down with their disgusting way of life. Everything that they do, everything. And that's the world for you. It's like, there it is. You can see it right there. It's like some people, they're playing a whole, because they're miserable and they haven't grasped the same universe that the universe really is, which operates on love and certain laws. They're allergic to it. If you know any standard narcissist, just the average one, you can't really have a real conversation with them about a lot of things because they're not truth oriented about a lot of things. They're not reality oriented. They create, if there's a human, if it looks like there's an association, like if there's a family there and they've somehow gotten into it, they create it by manipulation. They do a situationship kind of a thing. They target people. They think, oh, that person has a gap. They need something, right? And it's classic. I mean, if you're desperate enough, you can be fine in your situation. Maybe your mother just died or something, and then they move in on you. They get to know you. They get to ask questions, and they'll fill in the gap that you need. They'll be your dream, whatever. And it's like, it's too good to be true. You have to look at that too good to be true thing, and uh, the these matches made it in heaven because they don't realize that's not realistic to think that after 2 weeks or even 2 months that you move in with somebody. After your mom died, they move in with you? You need emotional support and a better fucking system than just to find some fucking narcissist that says, now I found something, and oh, really? You have an inheritance too? Stuff like that. They're after your money. Yep, that's what they are. And we live in a fucking society out there, 80% who are like, no shit, Shauna, isn't that what you do? No, there's creative people that the money thing comes later, and they're practicing kind of feeling good. It's been really hard the past 3.5, 4 years because of the events taking place, and if you're anything, if these spiritual leaders and these people that are still making money on YouTube and stuff, and they're trying to, like Ralph Smart and all these people, there isn't anybody like me who's just going to tell you, hunker down, you're about to see something so fucking crazy and wild, and God is trying to help you right now, probably has been trying to help you for the past 3 years. And that's the warning. That's the big war. It's just like trying to help us, but no, you can't have the help. Now, it comes in the form of social distancing. Something happening with the human organism. I know with me it happened, whether it was this COVID-19 thing or not. We are speaking a strange language. We're saying, oh no, when we go to sleep, we astral travel. This is a simulation here. Why are you taking this so seriously at the same time? And this has been going on for a while, but they've done it on a massive scale. The vaccines. Whoops, I said the word vaccine. They are so good for you. Rudolf Steiner's work points out what that was. It's a compound it's to help. It's just to help the satanic cult keep what they're doing, which is trapping, keeping the keeping the body in limbo. It's see, I can only reflect on it by looking into the organism and feeling what literally happened, because it's been here for a long time. You'll notice some people shrouded, and they are um, playing a game of what usually it's the narcissist or a sadomasochist or just somebody on a very low vibrational frequency who's kind of struggling. They're just like these little toddlers, and it's like, wait a minute, I can understand if we were toddlers, but you have a high-paying job, and I'm working for you. And see, the thing is with that, oh wow, 40 minutes, with that announcement and the way that it really is versus the way that the fake world keeps persisting to overlay and stopping the evolution of the human consciousness. The way that it's supposed to work is that you have a real live transaction with each other done lovingly. You say, no, I have stuff for you to do. Come on over. I'll give you this and this and even more. But with with um with the twisted people, with the fake people, with the miserable people, with the people who have been batted around so fucking hard. Not only the abuse of say, just emotional neglect, being raised in a high ranking family, highly religious, right? Church going, lots of money making, maybe military, totally narcissistic, dehumanizing. The kids can't be kids, they're just dollies. Emotional neglect across the board, not even available. It's just more like don't touch, and everything's looking like a museum in there, and they have kids. That's the worst. It's not physical abuse, it's just these people are not really, they work for the military. Just making money, huh? Killing people! Something fucking locked in you. You need to be cleaned somehow. None of my business, I admit. None of my business. I have no stake in the matter at all. I have very distant. My dad. The reason why that you end up in military, by the way, on purpose. Like, well, I'm sorry. Hey, you think you're cool working for science, inventing things for people to be killed over? You're sitting in purgatory right now, and you're hoping that your children can release you by way of their deciding to drop that fucking system that masks itself across the board. You can trace it back to that shit. Money. Just follow the money. How fucked up you fucking ended up! Normal. That's normal, Shauna. And you try to reform people like me and others, and you think we're crazy, into it. You're not going to be able to do that. We don't, you can keep trying to beat us up too, energetically. The way that it's happening is the way that the system does is, and even you can see it playing out in relationships where um, I can't explain to you how that it comes through the flesh. It's just the programming comes through the flesh. It's right next door. It would rather shut you out. It's not love. It's hate. It looks like hate. It's not even there. It's not even alive. I mean, what I mean, it's not conscious. It's not self-aware. It's not turned on yet. And see, right now you have a flare-up of these. Just, did you get caught up in the backdrop people over there? Just backdrop people. This is a test. Testing. Are you real or not? Do they got you shuffling through shit and living on your toes and walking on eggshells all the time? And the bottom line is that they want you just to be fucking lower than they are, which is nowhere. They're nowhere. You should stop even thinking that you have a real conversation with them, a real relationship with them. That includes most of what's going on out there. Money ran, and what I'm saying now is like, whatever. Time alone, time is going to tell. And we've already seen some weird stuff, and we're not like hoping that or for that or anything, but things are going to keep shifting over. And there's a beautiful thing happening at the same time as people losing contact with each other, and they're just so distraught because they can't go to the shit place over there, and the fucking circus is closing down. And what do you mean Santa Claus is not coming to town? And all you people are fucking crazy. Why don't you figure out something else to do? Get your own ideas. We're gonna make up some more holidays. It's just gonna you're just chock full of fucking holidays. What happens today is Easter, and it's like no wonder, I feel it. It's like, oh God, everybody has just shut down. This is one of those. You thought you're gonna wake up? Nope. Don't forget we keep it's have money, and everybody's just like going through it, going through it, and going through it. And it's like, you know what? Fucking wastes of goddamn flesh. Wake up! You will. You are going to. You are going to. God is trying to prepare you right now. As far as I'm concerned, I've been well prepared. The main thing is to survive the people around me who they end up, they could end up stringing somebody like me up because I was just too easy, and now I'm like, okay, now I'm attracting too much attention, and they want to reorganize, right, with their guns and their ideas, because they want control, and it's like, God, you know what you people are? Perverted. You don't have to shut people out just because they ended up smiling brighter than you, and they attract animals more, and the light seems to shine a little bit on them differently, and people like them. They don't like you. It's a fucking system, that monetary system, holding people hostage, saying we take your food, we take your IQ levels down, we take your food, and then we string it out by making you do these certain things for money, and it's got to end. It's got to end. A lot of people are going to see that what I'm saying is it's my version or whatever, being able to say it, but there's a better way to say it. It's um, a lot of people can't even fathom it. It's because you don't they don't have their creative life. You have to be turned on. You have to be turned on and say, you know what? I'm flashing on that song again, and I'm going to end it right here. Wow, 50 minutes of just trying to get my therapy on, and I am an alive person. I'm experiencing something that's just remarkable. And what was I going to sing the song, babes? All you need is the air that you breathe, and to love each other. We are so far away from doing that. There will be a movement. Let me tell you what's the most dangerous thing on this planet. What's the most dangerous thing to the world? To people. To people. Love. Love. Very dangerous. I'm not going to get into it here, but I was going to start. It's time to start talking about the highest of high intelligences, that possibly that's what we come here to learn, to graduate into becoming a better presence in the universe as creators. Love. God. Human. Hello.